What's good with y'all? So check me out. We back again with another video. I'm sorry y'all was gone for so long. Got a lot of stuff going on off camera. I'm finna graduate college, you feel me? It's just a lot of things going on off camera, but we here. So as you can see by the title of the video, it's gonna be interesting today. We usually go to music sometimes, to fashion, to comedy. But now we're talking about real societal issues, guys. Are men giving up on relationships today? Are men giving up on relationships today? In my opinion, it depends who you ask. Right now, the season of my life, it's so hard to come by. I know one couple. Let me think of another one. I know one couple, like personally know one couple that's just solid in their relationship. At my age in college. But right now, bro, relationships today for men, bro, it's just a mess. The dating scene is a mess out here. If my soulmate see me, hit me up. What you doing, girl? Why are you taking so long? What are you doing? What are you doing literally? Why are you taking so long? Okay? But we're going to get straight to this video, bro. We're going to see what they talking about. I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get it.
Sacrifice.
Okay.
It's all it is. All relationships, all successful relationships survive and thrive off of sacrifice, self-denial, the consideration of the other. You know what I mean? And even if you want to go to racial tension in this country, how you survive and how we get through that is the sacrificing of your own self-interest for the benefit of another person. And so you take that into the, work relationship. You could take that into, friendships, and you could take that especially into marriage. I want people to see my flawed but happy marriage. You know what I'm saying? Really good. And that we can work through very contentious times.
Flawed but happy. Would y'all rather want a flawed but happy marriage or perfect and unhappy marriage? Flawed but happy, I feel like it's more genuine. Has more substance to it. Because everything not happy-go-lucky in life, either way it go. I feel that.
But it's going to be messy.
Yeah.
We're two messy individuals, but we're going to love each other, and we're going to try to figure out how to make it work.
So another luxury belief he talked about was from the white liberals, is that one of the things that they can do is believe something for a period of time and then change their mind because of resources and opportunities that allow them to. So an example he gave was like a lot of the young women when they were young and they're feminists, they're like, I will never get married. I will never have kids. Da, 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 da. They'll say all those things, and then when they're 35, get in vitro fertilization.
Exactly.
You know what
I was about to say the same thing.
They
get that in vitro.
They change their mind. They get in vitro. They get a surrogate. They do all these things. Oh, right. I changed my mind later on in life. But not knowing that those ideas espoused to the lower income people,
right?
They can't just change their mind at 40 and say, now I want to have kids.
Right.
And so
they're in greater risk.
Exactly.
Healthcare, all kinds of things, especially in Black communities. Yes.
Exactly. So he was saying that a lot of the ideas are perpetuated by these individuals, and then it trickles down, and then we believe the garbage filth of ideas, and it plagues our mindset. So one of the things I've seen is that, especially when it comes to marriage, because when I look at all these things, I look at all in the article when it talks about the education problem, when it talks about the upward mobility problem, when it talks about the labor force participation problem, when it talks about the earning problem, all these problems, I'm like, one of the magical antidotes to this chaos is men and women raising their children in healthy families.
Amen.
Amen. That was gonna be my exact word. Amen. bro, I feel like it'll be so many societal problems that could be fixed or prevented if more people just grew up in the happy homes. But I ain't gonna lie, on my newspaper, I was reading the newspaper, aka Twitter, the other day, and I seen a reliable source where it said statistics have shown that they're becoming more holistic households where children are growing up with a woman and a male role model in the home. So I don't know. I guess we gotta wait and see what the product would be, but I feel like it is in motion, it's in progress, it's in play.
Men and women raising their children in the healthy families. And so to me, one of the
But Hafiz, that's problematic. That's problematic, Hafiz. That's patriarchy.
Yeah.
And I get it, bro. I get it. Like, yeah, but it's fail proof.
Yeah, and
it is fail proof throughout history.
And it's so funny that, like you said, the women who espouse its patriarchy is college is getting paid off by their dads who benefited from their patriarchal system. You wouldn't be able to go to Yale and dye your hair purple and picket fence Jordan Peterson if it wasn't for your dad's privilege.
You're gonna leave these purple haired girls alone, dog.
You know,
yeah. There's a level to. So another anecdote.
Yeah,
I was speaking at a college. I'm not gonna say which college. I was speaking at a college, and I get to talking about the civil rights movement. And this queer brother stands up and he goes off on the civil rights movement in churches and talking about the kind of like the patriarchal beliefs and ideologies. And I'm listening to him. I'm like, I hear you, bro. And honestly, to some degree, I agree that you're making some sense. However, a lot of the reason why you are even here and have the ability to make these types of arguments and to have the audacity to stand up and share what you're sharing is because of the legacy that those individuals fought for you to be the individual you are right now 100%. And to share your ideas freely without castigation, you know what I'm saying? Or without, ostracization, you know what I'm saying? And so to some degree, we all have to understand that we come from something. Yeah. We come from legacy. And, the privileges that we have today are because of other people before us. So before we shame the work of other people, understand how you and why you have the platform you have now.
100%.
So no, bro.
And so I thought about how a lot of the anti-marriage movement is I understand the hesitations for a lot of the guys, but to me, I'm like, the anti-marriage movement, especially in the black community, only further destroys our community because at the end of the day,
Is there an anti-marriage movement in the black community? I mean, it depends how old you are. It depends how old you are, I think. While you in college or like 26 and under, yes, probably. I'm probably exaggerating, but 26 and under at least. They probably anti-marriage, but everybody else in the black community, they want to get married eventually. That's cap. That's cap. I don't believe there's an anti-marriage movement in the black community. I don't think so. Everybody say eventually I want to get married. One day they have that desire to get married. Not saying that they will, but they do want to. I definitely want to get married. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get married like soon. Like, feel me? That's why my soulmate needs to stop playing.
Men will be raised by single mothers. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, this belief is only gonna hurt us. If we have a whole generation of competent, talented, educated men who are saying, we don't want to get married, and then end of the day, they're probably still gonna have sex, and they're eventually probably gonna have children because you have sex enough, you're gonna have kids. Now you're gonna perpetuate this problem, and so to me, it's something where, you know, as an individual who's been married for how long? Been married for like 17, 18 years? 18 years.
I gotta make sure. 18 years
For going on 20 years. For so many of the men who are so anti-marriage, especially in the Black community, what would you say is any message of hope or positivity that you can share to them that can be able to prevent them from perpetuating the cycles of single parenthood that their fathers did before them?
Well, I think one, we have to begin to paint a accurate, honest depiction of marriage, right?
Yes.
I think, you know.
And what is that? What is the honest depiction of marriage?
Sacrifice.
Okay.
It's all it is. All relationships, all successful relationships survive and thrive off of sacrifice, self-denial, the consideration of the other. You know what I mean? And even if you want to go to racial tension in this country, how you survive and how we get through that is the sacrificing of your own self-interest for the benefit of another person. And so you take that into the, you know, work relationship, you could take that into, you know, friendships, and you could take that especially into marriage. I want people to see my flawed but happy marriage. You know what I'm saying? Really good. And that we can work through very contentious times, but it's going to be messy. Yeah. We're two messy individuals, but we're going to love each other, and we're going to try to figure out how to make it work. I do think there's a disconnect and I hate trying to be the dude who's like, you know, generation now ain't about working hard. I don't know. All generations have their issues. But I will say I feel there is a air of lack of commitment. Because when you're so connected, you don't have to have a commitment to anything. Like, so that's everything from work. Well, I don't want to work here. I'll find another job. I don't like going to this church. I go to another church. Oh, I don't like you. I can find another person just by swiping right, swiping left. And I do think there's something about longevity, endurance that has been lost. And, you know, also love is not this romantic thing that Hollywood and literature, it's actually an understanding of two people coming together, willing to sacrifice despite.
I say everything is worth building has to take time. It has to take patience. Like, those are the ingredients to anything that is worthwhile.
The ups and downs of the relationship. And I think we believe the hype that there has to be this gushy feeling. My wife and I have been through seasons where I'm like, I do not like you right now. But there's a contract that we made with one another that says that I am going to figure out why we don't like each other, and we're going to make it through in order to get to the place where we do love each other again. And then other than that, we have these children that we've made a commitment to raise and to give a healthy life now and later for. And so until we can, the people like myself and hopefully you pretty soon and other individuals out there can be confident to put their lives out there and say, look at my flawed but beautiful, happy marriage. I think you can model what I am trying to do. But guess what? You're going to see the good and you're going to see the messiness. And so that's what I would say is, man, like, you know.
Facts.
Observe. We talked about observing earlier. You know what I mean? The way you become.
That's how I feel like with me, though. A lot of people be talking about how authentic I be, how open I be with my journey in Christianity and just in life. And because I want people to see that I'm not perfect, that nobody is perfect. It don't matter how good your life going. You still got a mess somewhere. So even I'm not a Christian because I'm perfect. I'm a Christian because I'm not perfect. That's literally the main reason I'm a Christian, because I'm not perfect. So in order to get closer to perfection, I believe Jesus was perfect. So I be a Christian because he's perfect. In order to become more perfected, I gotta go to the right perfectionist. So that's why it's good and it's healthy to be authentic and raw. Because you put up this facade and you break that image, you're done. You're finished. and nobody gonna believe you again.
A successful person is because you observe other people who've done what you desire to do or to be. And so, but then there's also, you have to speak to the people's self-interest. And the self-interest is if you want to alleviate some of these problems here, most social scientists agree. Marriage alleviates those problems. It's not perfect, but it does alleviate those problems. Like, you're promised to, you come together, you build legacy, you leave your kids with legacy. That's how you generate wealth. That's how your kids build, and then they leave their kids stuff. But when you have this fragmented relationship between generations, nobody's leaving anything for anybody because everybody's just worried about themselves and fulfilling their own, sexual desires or social desires. And then what happens is we have a bunch of orphaned individuals just floating around who have a veneer of togetherness, but are emotionally and socially empty.
No, that's so powerful, because two things stood out in the back of my mind as you were just talking. I wrote this down. The first thing was that what helped me so much, and I feel like a lot of the guys who are in this space, it literally ties into your book. If you were to create a news station and you wanted to maximize profit, would you sell positive or negative stories?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm negative stories.
100%.
I'm selling all the negative stories. If I'm trying to
So to make money, negativity sells. So what has happened is, in the content creation space, what every creator quickly finds out is negativity sells. So what ends up happening is that if you don't redeem your work and have that personal responsibility, like you talk about it in the book, and I want to have this book right here.
Put that thing in frame.
So when people don't talk about having a redeemed identity and flesh out that worth, you can do immoral work where you're doing things to maximize profit but destroy society.
Absolutely.
So one of the things I've seen is that a lot of guys who are in this space, they realize what gives them the most profit. And what gives them the most profit is highlighting some of the worst relationships and worst caliber of women in society.
Absolutely.
And so to me, what I've always said is that now you have a whole generation of men who are being raised up by only seeing the negative aspect. And what really needs to happen is we need to see the best of both worlds. What benefited me was seeing your marriage, seeing your brother's marriage, seeing John's marriage, Moochie's marriage, James's marriage, Chad's marriage, Aaron Anderson's marriage, being able to see that, see my dad's marriage, Zach Marco. I got to see so many guys for so many years go through ups and downs and trials and tribulations, and I got to see what it really looks like. And then I got to see some of the really bad ones, which I won't talk about on the podcast. So I got to see how bad it can get, but also how good it can get. And what I've seen is that flawed but happy marriage that you described, most people have never seen that with their eyes. They don't even believe that's possible. They're so consumed with the negativity of their broken homes or their broken environments or the broken media that they consume that they're so hopeless, and that's why so many men are cynical today when it comes to marriage.
Do you think it's, I feel, man, I don't know if I believe you though, bro. I think people do see it.
Have y'all seen, do y'all got successful examples of marriage in y'all life? I think I do. I just got to think about it. But I probably got like one or two where, well, I do, but I don't know like the in-depth. I'm not personally close with them. Like, I don't know all their business. So I don't see the ups and downs, but from the outside, they got a successful marriage. You feel me? But I don't know.
I think there's enough of it out there that people see it. I just don't think people want it because it's not sexy.
My question to you is, why do you think people see it?
I think there's enough. One, we had a perfect example of it in the White House, right?
Yeah.
The Obamas were, the perfect picture of a happy black marriage.
Weird.
I do think because of social media, we see the celebration of black families, black relationships. There's like Black Love, a very popular social media account. And so what I'm saying is, I do think there are lots of celebrating. There's a lot of celebrating of black relationship, black marriages. However, I think what's more enticing is the one night stand, is the hookups. Is I'm a little old, so I don't know whatever terms are being used right now, but you know what I'm saying? Is the sliding in the DMs. That's it's more enticing because people feel like I am going to miss out on something.
Yeah.
If I lock myself down and I commit to this woman, oh snap, shorty right there. Oh snap, like, oh, yo. It's the inability for us to curb our appetite. It's the inability for us to deny ourselves and self gratification, because the world does not want us to deny ourselves. You look at every advertisement is buy this, consume this, buy this, consume this. Look at this celebrity that's who they're dating. You can be like this, you can be like them. And it's like, well, yeah, I want to be like them. I want that veneer. I want that life. And we curate it on social media when the reality is we'll chase it, eat it, consume it, and then we're still empty.
Yeah. No, I think and especially in the practice I'm in, I think sometimes the black male is characterized as this hypersexual conquistador type of individual.
That's the young buck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I think that those guys do exist who are these, individuals who love sexual diversity, who's that Bobber was a role and stuff, you know what I mean, like that kind of guys like that. Yeah. But I do believe there's the guys in the middle, right? The average guys. I don't think they're built like him or even have the opportunities like him, where he does desire for the family. But I think that the reason why I say this is that I think that most people don't live in the real world anymore, and they live online. And the fundamental problem online is negativity creates virality.
Yeah, it does.
He was saying some real stuff there. I might watch I might just watch the entire video, y'all. I don't know for sure. I might watch the entire video. But I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all learned something, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna see y'all on the next video. Y'all be cool. I love y'all. And we gone.